The Awakening, humanity's first contact. In the vast expanse of the Milky Way, countless civilizations had risen and fallen, their stories etched into the cosmic tapestry. Yet, in a quiet corner of the galaxy, on a blue planet third from its sun, a species was about to step onto the galactic stage and change the course of history forever. Dr. Elena Reyes stood at the control panel of the Arecibo Observatory, her eyes fixed on the oscillating patterns on the screen before her. For years, humanity had sent messages into the void, hoping for a response. Tonight, on a warm Puerto Rican evening, that hope became reality. "This can't be right," Elena muttered, her fingers flying across the keyboard. She ran the analysis again, her heart pounding in her chest. The pattern repeated, clear and unmistakable. It wasn't random noise or a glitch in the system. This was a message, and it was aimed directly at Earth. Within hours, observatories around the world confirmed the signal. Humanity was no longer alone in the universe. The news spread like wildfire, igniting a mixture of excitement, fear, and wonder across the globe. Governments scrambled to respond. Scientists worked around the clock to decipher the message, and the public's imagination ran wild with possibilities. As the world's leading xenolinguist, Elena found herself at the center of it all. She led a team of brilliant minds tasked with cracking the alien code. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Progress was slow, but steady. Bit by bit, they began to understand. "It's an invitation," Elena announced to a room full of world leaders and top scientists. "They want to meet us." The revelation sent shockwaves through the international community. Debates raged about how to proceed. Some urged caution, warning of potential threats. Others saw an opportunity for advancement and cooperation. In the end, curiosity and the human spirit of exploration won out. A year after the first signal, humanity was ready to take its first step into the galactic community. A team of Earth's finest, scientists, diplomats, and a small military contingent, was assembled for the historic mission. Elena, the one who had first deciphered the alien message, was chosen to lead the diplomatic efforts. The rendezvous point was set, a space station orbiting Jupiter's moon Europa. As the human ship approached, Elena stood at the viewport, her reflection overlaying the stunning view of Jupiter's swirling storms. She thought about the weight of responsibility on her shoulders, representing not just a nation, but an entire species. "Dr. Rice, we're receiving a transmission from the alien vessel," the communications officer reported. Elena took a deep breath. "Put it through." The view screen flickered to life, revealing a being unlike anything humans had ever seen. It had a serpentine body with iridescent scales, multiple limbs that seemed to serve as both arms and legs, and 3 eyes arranged in a triangle on its face. Despite its alien appearance, Elena could sense an intelligence behind those eyes. "Greetings, humans of Earth." The alien spoke, its words translated through the system Elena and her team had developed. "I am Zaxxillion, emissary of the Galactic Confederation. We welcome you to the greater cosmic community." Elena stepped forward, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "On behalf of humanity, we thank you for your welcome. We come in peace and with an eagerness to learn." Zaxxillion's head tilted slightly, a gesture that Elena interpreted as curiosity. "Your species is young, yet you have achieved much in a short time. We have been observing your progress with great interest." The revelation that Earth had been watched sent a murmur through the human crew. Elena, however, remained focused on the task at hand. "We are honored by your interest. May I ask why you chose this moment to make contact?" The alien's eyes seemed to shimmer. "The galaxy is entering a time of great change, Dr. Reyes. Old alliances are shifting, and new threats are emerging. We believe humanity has a crucial role to play in the events to come." Elena's mind raced with the implications. What kind of role? "And what threats do you speak of?" Zaxxillion's expression became grave. "There are forces in this galaxy that see emerging species like yours as a threat to be eliminated. Others see you as resources to be exploited. The Confederation stands against such views, but our influence is not absolute. The weight of Zaxxilion's words settled over the human crew. They had hoped for a peaceful entry into a united galactic community. Instead, they were stepping into a complex political landscape with potentially deadly stakes. Elena straightened her back, her determination evident in her voice. We understand the gravity of the situation. Humanity has faced challenges throughout its history and has always risen to meet them. We are ready to face whatever the galaxy has in store for us. Zaxxilion's eyes seemed to glow with approval. Your confidence is admirable, Dr. Reyes. But be warned, the trials ahead will test your species in ways you cannot yet imagine. Are you prepared to fight not just for your own survival, but for your place among the stars? Elena looked around at her fellow humans, seeing the same resolve in their eyes that she felt in her heart. She turned back to Zaxxilion, her voice firm and clear. We are prepared. Humanity has always reached for the stars, dreaming of this moment. Now that we're here, we won't back down. Whatever challenges lie ahead, we will face them. We will learn, we will adapt, and we will prevail. This isn't just about survival. It's about proving that humanity deserves its place in the cosmos. Zaxxilion's expression shifted in a way Elena couldn't quite interpret. Was it respect, amusement, or something else entirely? Then let us begin, the alien said. There is much to discuss, and time is short. The galaxy awaits, humans of Earth. Show us what you're truly capable of. As the diplomatic talks began in earnest, Elena couldn't shake the feeling that this was more than just first contact. It was humanity's first test on the galactic stage, and failure was not an option. The dawn of a new era had arrived, and humanity was about to show the galaxy why they should never be underestimated. The crucible. Humans proved their worth. In the months following humanity's first contact with the Galactic Confederation, Earth became a hive of activity. The knowledge that they were not alone in the universe had united humanity in a way nothing else ever had. Old rivalries were set aside as nations pooled their resources and talents to prepare for the challenges ahead. Dr. Elena Reyes found herself at the forefront of this new era, serving as Earth's primary liaison to the Confederation. She worked tirelessly, facilitating the exchange of knowledge and technology between humans and their new alien allies. But even as humanity made great strides, Elena couldn't shake the feeling that they were running out of time. Her fears were realized on a crisp autumn morning, as she sat in a high-level briefing with military and political leaders from around the world. We've received an urgent communication from the Confederation, Elena announced, her voice grave. A hostile species known as the Orcs has entered our solar system. They're here to test us, to determine if we're worthy of existence in their eyes. The room erupted into chaos, voices rising in alarm and disbelief. Admiral Chen, a veteran of countless earthbound conflicts, cut through the noise with a sharp question. What are we up against, Doctor? What kind of firepower do these Orcs have? Elena activated a holographic display, showing a massive insectoid ship bristling with weapons. Their technology is centuries ahead of ours. Energy weapons, impenetrable shields, faster than light travel. But that's not what makes them truly dangerous. She zoomed in on an image of a Vorax warrior, its chitinous exoskeleton gleaming under alien stars. The Vorax are a hive mind. They operate with perfect coordination and have no fear of death. They see themselves as the apex predators of the galaxy, and they're here to judge if we deserve to exist alongside them. A tense silence fell over the room as the implications sank in. Humanity was facing an enemy they couldn't hope to match in direct combat. So what do we do? Asked President Ang, her eyes steely with determination. How do we fight an enemy we can't possibly defeat? Elena took a deep breath. We don't. At least, not directly. The Confederation has informed us that this is a test. The Vorax will present us with a series of challenges. If we pass, they'll leave us in peace. If we fail. She didn't need to finish the sentence. Everyone understood the stakes. Over the next weeks, The Vorax's challenges pushed humanity to its limits. They started small, with tests of intelligence and problem-solving that Earth's brightest minds tackled with fervor. But as the challenges escalated, it became clear that the Vorax were testing more than just human intelligence. The third challenge nearly broke them. The Vorax unleashed a deadly pathogen in major cities across the globe. It spread like wildfire, overwhelming hospitals and causing panic. But humanity rallied. Scientists worked around the clock, sharing data and collaborating on a scale never seen before. In a display of unity that would have been unthinkable just a year earlier, countries shared resources and opened their borders to help the worst affected areas. Against all odds, a cure was developed in record time. As the pandemic receded, humanity emerged stronger and more united than ever. But the Vorax weren't finished. Their final challenge struck at the heart of what it meant to be human. Elena stood before the United Nations, her face haggard from sleepless nights, but her eyes burning with intensity. "The Vorax have given us an ultimatum," she announced. "They've taken 1,000 humans hostage on their ship. They demand that we choose 10 individuals to sacrifice for the greater good. If we comply, they'll leave Earth in peace. If we refuse, they'll destroy our planet." The assembly erupted into heated debate. Some argued that sacrificing 10 to save billions was the only logical choice. Others insisted that giving in to such demands went against everything humanity stood for. As the argument raged, Elena received an urgent message. A small team of engineers, led by a brilliant but eccentric scientist named Dr. Aidan Chaves, had been working on reverse engineering some of the technology shared by the Confederation. They claimed to have made a breakthrough that could change everything. With time running out, Elena made a decision that would alter the course of human history. She addressed the assembly once more, her voice ringing with conviction. "We will not sacrifice our own. That is not who we are. Humanity's strength lies not in our willingness to abandon our principles in the face of threat, but in our ability to find another way. We have always been at our best when pushed to the brink, and today we will prove that once again." She outlined a daring plan. Using Dr. Chaves's breakthrough, a way to briefly disrupt the Vorax's hive mind, a small team would infiltrate the alien ship and rescue the hostages. It was a long shot, with a high probability of failure, but it was a chance to show the galaxy what humans were truly made of. The mission was a testament to human ingenuity and courage. The team, a diverse group of soldiers, scientists, and civilians from around the world, worked in perfect harmony. They faced unimaginable horrors aboard the Vorax ship, but they never wavered. In the end, against all odds, they succeeded. Not only did they rescue all the hostages, but they also managed to extract vital data from the Vorax systems, information that would prove crucial in future encounters. As the rescue ships returned to Earth, humanity held its collective breath. Would the Vorax honor their agreement, or would they lash out in anger at being outsmarted? The answer came in a transmission received by every communication device on the planet. The Vorax overmind itself appeared on screens worldwide, its alien features inscrutable. "Humans of Earth," it intoned, its voice a chorus of millions. "You have surprised us. Where we expected weakness, we found strength. Where we looked for division, we discovered unity. You have proven yourselves to be interesting." The Overmind paused, and Elena felt the weight of the entire species' future hanging on its next words. "We came to test if you were worthy of existence. You have shown us that perhaps it is we who must prove our worth to exist alongside you. We will withdraw from your system, but know this: the galaxy will be watching. The trials you have faced are but a taste of what awaits. Prepare yourselves, humans. Your journey to the stars has only just begun." As the transmission ended, cheers erupted around the globe. Humanity had faced its first true galactic trial and emerged victorious. They had proven their worth not through brute strength or advanced technology, but through their uniquely human traits: adaptability, creativity, and an unbreakable spirit. Elena looked out at the celebrating crowds, a mix of pride and trepidation filling her heart. They had won this battle, but the war for humanity's place in the cosmos was far from over. The true test was yet to come. The Alliance, forging unlikely bonds. In the wake of humanity's triumph over the Vorax challenge, Earth found itself thrust into the spotlight of galactic politics. The story of how a fledgling spacefaring species had outsmarted one of the most feared forces in the cosmos spread quickly, capturing the imagination of countless alien civilizations. Dr. Elena Reyes, now serving as Earth's ambassador to the Galactic Confederation, stood on the observation deck of the massive space station known as the Nexus. The station, a neutral ground where representatives from hundreds of species came to debate and forge alliances, was a testament to the sheer diversity of life in the universe. Elena watched as ships of all shapes and sizes docked at the station. Each vessel represented a different civilization, a unique history, and potentially a new ally or enemy for humanity. The responsibility weighed heavily on her shoulders. "Quite a view, isn't it, Ambassador?" A gravelly voice spoke from behind her. Elena turned to see Grax, a Taurian diplomat she had befriended during her time on the Nexus. The massive, bull-like alien dwarfed her, but his eyes held a gentle wisdom that belied his intimidating appearance. "It never ceases to amaze me," Elena replied with a smile. "So many different species, each with their own agenda. How does the Confederation manage to keep the peace?" Grax let out a low rumble that Elena had learned to recognize as laughter. "Often, it doesn't. The Confederation is as much a battlefield as it is a peacekeeping force. But now, with humanity's arrival, the balance of power is shifting." Before Elena could respond, her comm device buzzed urgently. "Ambassador Reyes, your presence is required in Chamber 12 immediately," a voice announced. "An emergency session has been called." Elena exchanged a concerned glance with Grax before hurrying towards the chamber. As she entered, she was struck by the tense atmosphere. Representatives from dozens of species were engaged in heated discussions, their translators struggling to keep up with the cacophony of alien languages. At the center of the chamber stood Zaxxlian, the serpentine alien who had first welcomed humanity to the galactic stage. His normally calm demeanor was replaced by visible agitation. "Silence." Zaxxlian's voice boomed across the chamber, instantly quieting the assembled diplomats. "We face a crisis that threatens the very foundation of the Confederation. The swarm is on the move." A collective gasp rippled through the room. Elena had heard whispers about the swarm, a mysterious, all-consuming force that devoured entire star systems. Until now, it had been confined to the fringes of the galaxy, held at bay by the combined might of the Confederation's most powerful species. "Our outer defenses have fallen," Zaxxlian continued grimly. "The swarm has breached the Orion Arm and is advancing rapidly. At their current pace, they will reach Earth's sector within a standard solar cycle." The chamber erupted into chaos once more. Accusations flew as species blamed each other for the failure of the defenses. Others called for immediate evacuation of threatened systems, while some advocated for a full-scale military response. Elena's mind raced. Earth was still recovering from the Vorax encounter. They were in no position to face a threat of this magnitude. She stepped forward, her voice cutting through the din. "What do we know about the swarm? There must be something we can use against them." Zaxxlian turned his multifaceted eyes towards her. "The swarm operates on a hive mind, similar to the Vorax, but on a vastly larger scale. They consume all organic and technological matter in their path, using it to fuel their endless expansion. Traditional weapons have proven ineffective." A cold silence fell over the chamber as the gravity of the situation sank in. The Confederation, for all its advanced technology and combined military might, stood on the brink of annihilation. It was in this moment of despair that an unlikely voice spoke up. Krell, a representative of the reclusive Zinthar, a species known for their isolationist policies and disdain for other races, stepped into the center of the chamber. "Perhaps," Krell's melodious voice rang out, "it is time we considered unconventional solutions. All eyes turned to the willowy, silver-skinned alien. The Zinthar were renowned for their mastery of biotechnology, but they had always refused to share their knowledge with the wider galactic community. The humans, Krell continued, gesturing towards Elena, have demonstrated a unique ability to innovate in the face of overwhelming odds. We propose an alliance. The Zinthar will share our biotech knowledge, and in return, we ask that humanity leads the effort to develop a weapon against the swarm. The chamber erupted once more, this time in a mixture of hope and skepticism. Elena stood stunned. The Zinthar offering to share their closely guarded secrets was unprecedented. Why us? Elena asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Krill's large, opalescent eyes fixed on her. Because you have done what no other species has managed to do in eons. You have surprised us. Your victory over the Vorax was not just a display of cunning, but of something we had thought long extinct in the galaxy. Unpredictability. The swarm, like many ancient species, relies on patterns and predictability. You, humans, are anything but predictable. The next few hours were a whirlwind of negotiations and planning. Species that had been at odds for millennia now found themselves working together, united by the common threat of the swarm. At the center of it all was humanity, the newcomers to the galactic stage, now thrust into a leadership role they never could have anticipated. As the emergency session concluded, Elena found herself standing with an unlikely group of allies. Beside her were Grax the Taurian, Krell the Zinthar, Zaxxilian, and representatives from a dozen other species. Each brought unique strengths and knowledge to the table. So, Elena said, looking around at her alien counterparts, where do we start? Krell stepped forward, producing a small pulsating orb. With this, it contains the sum of Zinthar biotechnology knowledge. Use it wisely, Ambassador. The fate of not just your species, but all of us, may depend on what you do with it. As Elena took the orb, she felt the weight of history shifting. Humanity had entered the galactic stage as newcomers, barely able to reach their own moon. Now, they stood at the forefront of the greatest threat the galaxy had ever faced. We won't let you down, Elena promised, her voice filled with determination. Humanity has always thrived when the odds were against us. This time, we're not fighting just for ourselves, but for every sentient being in the galaxy. As the Alliance dispersed to begin their monumental task, Elena couldn't help but feel a mixture of terror and exhilaration. The challenges ahead were greater than anything humanity had ever faced, but so were the possibilities. They had been given access to technology beyond their wildest dreams, and the support of ancient, powerful civilizations. The swarm was coming, an unstoppable force that had consumed countless worlds, but they had never encountered anything like humanity before. In the crucible of this coming war, the true potential of the human spirit would be unleashed. As Elena sent a message back to Earth, briefing her superiors on the situation, she knew that the next few months would define the future of not just humanity, but of all sentient life in the galaxy. The greatest test of human ingenuity, adaptability, and courage was about to begin. The unlikely alliance had been forged. Now it was time to see if it could withstand the coming storm. The invasion, Earth under siege. The months following the formation of the Interspecies Alliance were a whirlwind of activity. Earth had become the unlikely epicenter of the galaxy's last stand against the swarm. Scientists from 100 worlds worked alongside human researchers, pooling their knowledge and resources in a desperate race against time. Dr. Elena Reyes found herself at the heart of this unprecedented collaboration. The Zinthar biotechnology, combined with human ingenuity and the diverse expertise of their alien allies, had yielded promising results. But as the swarm drew ever closer, the question on everyone's mind was, would it be enough? On a crisp autumn morning, Elena stood in the war room of the newly constructed Galactic Defense Headquarters in Geneva. Holographic displays showed the inexorable advance of the swarm across the star charts. Each extinguished light represented a world consumed, a civilization lost. "They've breached the Arcturus system," Admiral Chen reported grimly. "At their current speed, they'll reach Earth in less than a week." The room fell silent. Despite months of preparation, the reality of the coming invasion was almost too much to bear. Elena took a deep breath, steeling herself. "What's the status of Project Firewall?" Dr. Aidan Chaves, the eccentric genius who had helped humanity overcome the Vorax challenge, stepped forward. His usually disheveled appearance was even more pronounced, a testament to the sleepless nights spent working on their last hope. "We're close," he said, his eyes feverish with a mixture of exhaustion and excitement. "The Zinthar biotech has allowed us to create a virus that targets the swarm's hive mind. In theory, it should disrupt their coordination, possibly even turn them against each other." "In theory," Elena repeated, the weight of those two words hanging heavy in the air. "What about delivery?" This time, it was Krell, the Zinthar representative, who spoke. "We've adapted our phase shift technology to create a fleet of unmanned drones. They should be able to penetrate the swarm's defenses and disperse the virus." Elena nodded, trying to ignore the knot of anxiety in her stomach. So much rested on untested technology and desperate gambles. But then again, wasn't that the story of human progress? "We're as ready as we'll ever be," she declared. "Now we wait." The wait, as it turned out, was mercifully short. 3 days later, long-range sensors detected the first wave of the swarm entering the solar system. The sight was terrifying beyond imagination. Billions upon billions of crystalline entities, each the size of a small asteroid, moved as one vast, hungry organism. Where they passed, planets were stripped bare, moons shattered, and the very fabric of space seemed to warp. As the swarm approached Mars, humanity and their allies launched their counterattack. The phase shift drones, carrying their precious cargo of bioengineered virus, streaked towards the oncoming horde. For a moment, it seemed to work. The first wave of the swarm faltered, individual units breaking formation and colliding with each other. But the victory was short-lived. The swarm, displaying an adaptability that defied belief, began to evolve in real time. New formations emerged, immune to the virus, and continued their relentless advance. "It's not working," Chaves shouted, his voice cracking with despair. "They're adapting too quickly." Elena watched in horror as the swarm engulfed Mars, the red planet disappearing beneath a seething mass of crystalline death. Earth was next, and their best hope had failed. In that moment of despair, an idea struck Elena. A crazy, desperate idea, but one born of that uniquely human trait, the refusal to accept defeat. "The virus," she said, her mind racing. "It's not strong enough on its own, but what if we could amplify it, broadcast it on a planetary scale?" Chavez's eyes widened as he grasped her meaning. "The global communication network. If we could repurpose it to transmit the virus's frequency, we create a planet-sized weapon," Krell finished, a note of awe in their melodious voice. The next hours were a frenzy of activity. As the swarm bore down on Earth, every communication device on the planet was repurposed. Cell towers, satellites, even old radio antennas were pressed into service, ready to broadcast the virus's disruptive signal. As the swarm entered Earth's atmosphere, blotting out the sun and plunging the world into an artificial night, humanity played its final card. With the press of a button, every electronic device on the planet began broadcasting the virus's signal, amplified a billionfold. The effect was immediate and spectacular. The swarm's perfect coordination shattered. Vast swathes of the crystalline entities began to attack each other, while others fell inert, raining down on the planet's surface. The skies above every major city became a battlefield as the swarm tore itself apart. But the victory came at a cost. The powerful broadcast fried most of Earth's electronics, plunging the planet into a technological dark age. As the remnants of the swarm fell like deadly hail, humanity emerged from their shelters to a world forever changed. Elena stood on the balcony of the partially destroyed Galactic Defense Headquarters, surveying the aftermath. The sky was filled with debris, a new ring system created from the shattered remains of the swarm. It was a haunting reminder of how close they had come to annihilation. "We did it," Chaves said, joining her at the balcony. "We actually did it." Elena nodded, her expression a mixture of relief and concern. "We survived, but at what cost? We've been thrown back centuries, technologically speaking." "Perhaps," a new voice interjected. Elena turned to see Zaxalian approaching, his serpentine form moving gracefully despite the destruction around them. "But you've gained something far more valuable." "And what's that?" Elena asked. Zaxalian's eyes seemed to sparkle with an emotion Elena couldn't quite identify. "The respect and gratitude of the galaxy. You've done what no other species could. You've saved us all." As if to emphasize his point, the sky lit up with the arrival of ships from 100 different worlds. The allies they had made, the civilizations they had saved, were arriving to help rebuild. Elena watched as vessels of every shape and size began to land, disgorging teams of aliens ready to assist in the reconstruction efforts. Humanity had been knocked down, but they were far from out. With the help of their new allies and their own indomitable spirit, they would rebuild. And when they did, they would emerge stronger than ever, ready to take their place as true leaders in the galactic community. As the sun began to set on this new era of human history, Elena allowed herself a small smile. They had faced the ultimate test and emerged victorious. The road ahead would be challenging, but if there was one thing humans excelled at, it was overcoming challenges. The invasion was over. Earth had survived, and humanity's greatest adventure was just beginning. The reckoning. Humanity's true potential unleash. A decade had passed since the day the sky fell. Earth, once on the brink of annihilation, had risen from the ashes of the swarm invasion. The planet's surface still bore the scars of that terrible day. Crystalline forests of dead swarm matter dotted the landscape, and the ring of debris in the sky served as a constant reminder of humanity's closest brush with extinction. But these were no longer viewed as marks of devastation. They had become monuments to human resilience and ingenuity. Dr. Elena Reyes stood at the podium of the newly constructed Galactic Assembly on Earth, her silver-streaked hair and lined face a testament to the challenges of the past 10 years. Before her sat representatives from hundreds of alien species, their diverse forms a vibrant tapestry of galactic life. The eyes of the cosmos were upon her as she prepared to address the assembly. "Distinguished representatives of the galactic community," Elena began, her voice carrying the weight of humanity's journey. "A decade ago, we faced extinction. Today, we stand as partners in a new era of cooperation and discovery." The assembly chamber, a marvel of human and alien engineering, hummed with anticipation. Elena continued, "The swarm invasion was our crucible. It broke us down to our very foundations. But from those ashes, we have rebuilt, not just our world, but our understanding of our place in the universe." Holographic displays illuminated the chamber, showing the incredible progress Earth had made. Cities gleamed with a hybrid of human and alien technology. The scars left by the swarm had been transformed into centers of learning and innovation. Quantum computers, built with Zinfar biotechnology and human software, pushed the boundaries of science. Starships, engineered with a blend of a dozen alien technologies and human creativity, explored the farthest reaches of the galaxy. "We have taken the lessons of our near extinction and turned them into the building blocks of a new civilization," Elena said, her voice swelling with pride. "The adaptability that allowed us to survive the swarm has become the cornerstone of our technological renaissance. The unity we found in the face of annihilation has forged unbreakable bonds, not just among humans, but with our alien allies." She gestured to the assembled representatives. "Each of you contributed to our survival and rebuilding. The Zinthar shared their closely guarded biotech. The Taurians provided the raw materials we needed to reconstruct our world. Countless others offered knowledge, resources, and support. We have not forgotten." Earth's resurrection is a testament to the power of galactic cooperation. A murmur of approval rippled through the assembly. Alina paused, allowing the moment to sink in before continuing. But our journey is far from over. The threat of the swarm, while diminished, is not eliminated. Other dangers lurk in the dark spaces between stars. It is time for humanity to repay the debt we owe to the galaxy. With a wave of her hand, Alina brought up a new set of holograms. They showed vast space stations under construction, fleets of advanced starships, and weapons of unimaginable power. "We propose the formation of a new galactic defense force," Alina announced, "a cooperative military and scientific organization, drawing on the strengths of all our worlds. Humanity will form the backbone of this force, offering our unique perspective and problem-solving abilities. But it will belong to all of us, dedicated to protecting every sentient being in the galaxy." The chamber erupted in excited discussion. The idea was audacious. Never before had such a diverse group of species agreed to a joint military force. But the memory of the swarm was fresh in everyone's mind, and the incredible progress humanity had shown over the past decade lent weight to Alina's proposal. As the debate raged, Dr. Aidan Chaves approached Alina, his once wild hair now streaked with gray, but his eyes still bright with that spark of mad genius. "They're going for it," he whispered excitedly. "But are we ready for this responsibility? To be the protectors of the galaxy?" Alina smiled, a mix of determination and humility in her expression. "Ready or not, it's the role we've been given. Humanity has always risen to meet its challenges. This is just our biggest one yet." As if on cue, a hush fell over the assembly. Zaxxlian, now the elder statesman of the Galactic Confederation, rose to speak. "My fellow beings," the serpentine alien's voice resonated through the chamber. "A century ago, humanity was unknown to us. A decade ago, they surprised us with their resilience. Today, they astound us with their vision." Zaxxlian's multifaceted eyes swept the room. "I move that we accept Earth's proposal. Let humanity lead us into a new age of galactic security and cooperation." The vote was nearly unanimous. As the assembly erupted in cheers and applause, Alina felt the weight of the galaxy settling on humanity's shoulders. But it was a weight they were ready to bear. In the years that followed, humanity continued to surprise the galactic community. The Galactic Defense Force, under human leadership, became a beacon of hope and security. Human diplomats, with their unique blend of empathy and assertiveness, helped resolve conflicts that had raged for millennia. Human scientists, collaborating with the finest minds in the galaxy, pushed the boundaries of knowledge ever further. But perhaps humanity's greatest contribution was their spirit of exploration and wonder. They approached the mysteries of the universe with an insatiable curiosity that invigorated their alien allies. Long stagnant civilizations found themselves swept up in humanity's enthusiasm for discovery. As Alina Reyes, now well into her golden years, watched the first human-led expedition set out to explore beyond the boundaries of the known galaxy, she reflected on the incredible journey of her species. From a primitive civilization confined to a single world, they had become the guardians of galactic peace and the torchbearers of cosmic exploration. The swarm invasion, terrifying as it had been, had unlocked humanity's true potential. It had forced them to adapt, to innovate, and to cooperate on a scale they had never before imagined. In facing extinction, they had found their destiny. As the expedition ship disappeared into the swirling colors of hyperspace, Alina smiled. Humanity's greatest adventure was just beginning. The universe was vast and full of wonders, and humanity was ready to embrace it all, challenges and marvels alike. In the grand tapestry of cosmic civilizations, humanity had earned its place, not through conquest or technological superiority, but through resilience, adaptability, and an unbreakable spirit. They had proven, beyond any doubt, that they were worthy of the stars. The age of humanity had dawned, and the galaxy would never be the same.